What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Sunday. Well, it's the end of Sunday, and it's the end of the weekend. Thanks for tuning in with me this Sunday evening. I hope you all had a wonderful, fantastic weekend. So, we're going to go through here, make a watch list for the upcoming week, put together some stocks that potentially have some potential, and we could still keep eyes on going into next week. I know the last couple days last week got a lot of people excited with a few stocks that popped off and exploded. One of them, DWAC, just going on an insane run from what, $12 a share up to $175. That's insane. So going into next week, I think a lot of people are going to have a FOMO, fear of missing out. It's got people excited. We've been waiting for a stock to explode to the upside, for volume to come back into small cap stocks. Let me get my FOMO picture here. Everybody's going to be, I'm missing out. They're going to go over all the charts that popped up last week. And they're going to be like, wow, look at it. All the opportunity I missed out on. And all of these what if scenarios. What if I would have only bought 1,000 shares and held on to it? Well, the first thing that pops up Monday, I'm going to chase after it and I'm going to buy in. So everybody's going to be chasing after everything that pops up next week, this upcoming week coming up. So I think the momentum most definitely is going to continue. It is worth noting, though, too, we have earnings coming up this week. Let's take a look at that real quickly. We'll go to the Earnings Whisperer. If you guys don't know about Earnings Whisperer, this is one of the great websites to follow. If you have an Instagram account or a Twitter account, you can go ahead and follow these guys as well. They're always posting every day which companies are putting out earnings. So let's take a look at the calendar. This is the upcoming week right here of all the companies putting out earnings before market open and after market. So Monday we got 20 companies and after we got 46. So it's starting off a little bit slow. But as we progress through the week, you see more and more companies are going to be putting earnings out. And then as well, you guys, next week is the last full week of October. Last full week of October. We only have 2 months left in 2021. Wow. This year sure did fly by, didn't it? Only 2 months left in the year. Winter is coming. So we're going out October. Halloween, I think, is on Sunday. Going into November, we got Thanksgiving coming up, all the holidays coming around. Usually at this time, markets do tend to heat up a bit, and we're going to see a lot of opportunities pop up. Since I've been around in the market, the last part of the year has always been hot. And even going into a fresh new year, the January effect, everybody in December is closing out all their losing positions, the hedge funds, banks, and then at the beginning of the year, the first month, they're all opening up all kinds of new positions. That's why they call it the January effect. A lot of money comes flowing into the market January. So DWAC, insane opportunity on this. Just life-changing, to be honest. If somebody honestly would have bought 1,000 shares at market open on Thursday and just forgot about it, a $10,000 investment, $12,000 investment, buying 1,000 shares, literally the next day, they would have made $170,000 with a $10,000 investment. Where in the world are you going to go to make that type of money on your investment? That's the opportunity the stock market provides and gives to us, you guys. And this is only just one stock in pretty much one day doing this. That's all it takes. One stock. So get over the fact the more trades, the more money you'll make. Less is more. You want to be very patient and picky about what you trade, because all it takes is for that one trade to make your whole day, your week, your month, heck, maybe even your whole year, right? So amazing opportunity on DWAC. You best believe a lot of people are going to keep this bad boy on watch. It's still holding up at 100, near 100. Who knows what happens with this thing, to be honest. With all of the social media, Reddit, Wall Street Bets, all the gurus out here with their chat rooms. This thing, who knows, guys? So let's keep DWAC on watch, most definitely. Next week for sure. We could see some nice range on this. And the beautiful thing, it's at $100, yeah. But this stock is moving $15, $20, $30 at a time. You don't need to buy that many shares to make good money on a stock like this. Like from the VWAP here at $98, this ran all the way up to $121. So that's a $20 range right there in just a few minutes. So that's what I like to look for with these stocks. Just because a stock is at higher priced, $60, $80, $100, a lot of people get scared away because they're like, well, I got to put up a lot of money to buy a few hundred shares. That's not the way I look at it. Even if you were to buy 50 shares or 25 shares, if a stock has good range and it's moving $15, $10 in a few minutes, that's good opportunity. 25 shares and that stock rips up $4, that's $100. So it's all about the way you look at it. That's why a lot of newer investors and newer traders, they come into the stock market, they all instantly get drawn to small cap stocks like CEI, or stocks that are even lower priced than CEI. 3 pennies, a penny, fractions of a penny. Because they think, well, I don't need much capital. I can have $1,000 and I can buy 250,000 shares. Then they start getting into this unrealistic expectations. All I need for this stock to do is run up $1 and I'm good. Unrealistic expectations. And that's why I like to call these stocks that are under $1, under $2. They're just lotto tickets. That's all they are. I see a lot more easy opportunity in stocks that are priced above $4 or more. That's what I've noticed throughout my career. But everybody's different, you guys. Always have an open mind. We all see opportunity in different areas in the stock market. Some people, they see easy opportunity in stocks at $1. For me, I don't. I like stocks $4 up to $100. All right. DWAC. And as we go along, I'm going to be adding this to my weekly watch list here in the Discord. And I'm going to be replacing it and putting it on my weekly watch list here on Street Smart Edge. I'm the type of trader, I like to be organized. with my stocks. Throughout the week, as the week goes on, I'm not afraid to add stocks to my watch list and have them accumulate, but it can get a bit cluttered as the week progresses and when Friday rolls around. So over the weekend, I like to try to go through every single stock that I've added to my list throughout the week, re-pull it back up, go over it, see how it performed days following, see if it's still in play. Do I see any opportunity still within the chart? And if I see opportunity, I'll keep it on my watch list. If not, if I think it's over with, I'll get rid of it. So there's a lot of stocks here I got to go through. I've been a bit lazy with deleting a lot of these stocks, so I'm going to try to run through this as quickly as possible and add the stocks that I feel are worth keeping an eye on that still offer opportunity. So let's quickly run through this and see what we can keep our eyes on going into next week. So DWAC, no brainer. Next up, HX. This was a big runner. About Wednesday, Tuesday. This is when this thing really started to get up and going. We had HX on watch on Monday because we picked up. And if you've guys been around and you're part of the Discord, way back in September, beginning of September, we quickly picked up and noticed, hey, we're seeing a lot of stocks slowly trend up and trend up and trend up and hold trend. We've noticed this 2 months ago, and the trend is still going on. HX, we picked up on Monday. We noticed it was trending up and it was holding trend. And this is what we like to call the euphoric run. Whenever you see a stock trending up like this, more and more people start to get attached to it, or they'll catch it. Like, oh, this stock's gradually moving up over time. I'm going to join the party and jump in. So as the stock keeps trending up, it attracts more volume. And as you can see, this kept pushing up. And as it kept pushing up, more and more volume kept coming into it. It's just like our euphoric chart here. This is a very, very old pattern. This pattern's well over 100 years old. Jesse Livermore himself was trading patterns like this to the short side. So people all have their stock scanners and screeners set up to pick up stocks that are hitting new highs. New daily highs, weekly highs, yearly highs. Everybody is taught to look for stocks pushing new highs, right? So we know how everybody likes to think and what they're all looking out for. And when you have a stock trending up like this, everybody keeps jumping on, and then things get out of hand. Then that's when you can get that euphoric explosion to the upside. That's what happened with HX, DWAC, ATER. There was a lot of stocks that had huge euphoric runs within the last 2 weeks. And then after the euphoric run, it's game over. They crumble and fall apart hard. CEI was another example of this. We could zoom out on this. CEI was accumulating for the longest time. Way back here at the beginning or end of August. And then end of August, so August 20th, it ran all the way up to almost $5. It topped out September 29th. So it took just over a month for CEI to trend up and get this big run. And then when it topped out September 29th, in just a few days, this thing crumbled and gave back like 75% of its gains in just a couple days. So when they crumble and fall apart, they fall apart hard. So HX, this had a good run up. It topped out up here at near 25. After it hit 25, it fell all the way down to $5. So this stock fell down $20 per share in 2 days, non-stop. The selling pressure on this is actually pretty steep. You could draw a line on this easily. Just very, very steep. Really no bounce. It tried to bounce right here, but it just stalled out. So going into next week, we could see a nice, what I like to call a short cover. Shorts are making money as this crumbles and falls apart. And when it stops going down lower, or when the target is met with these short sellers, they all start to cover. And that's when you could see a nice move to the upside. So HX, it's going to be on high watch for me for that nice big bounce to the upside. This scenario, it's probably going to be called a dead cat bounce because this thing fell apart hard. Super hard. From the bottom here, measured to the top, this stock gave back well over 80% of its run. That's a big downfall. It's trying to bottom out right here. So now we have a base we can build off of. Trying to bottom out at 550. If it can start getting that upward momentum, break up over 650, this thing could run to 8, 10, 12. There's some good upside potential on this name. And people forget about these stocks, you guys. How many times have we seen stuff like this? This stock everybody was talking about, and then something like DWAC pops up, steals all of the attention, and everybody migrates over to this. And then they all forget about HX. And then if you're a professional, you keep tabs of this. You like to think ahead. Everybody forgot about this. And you're keeping close tabs on it. When it starts pushing up, your confidence is at all-time highs. Because you know everybody's forgot about this. You're telling yourself how much this stock fell down nonstop. $20 a share. So it's not just going to bounce $1 or $2. A whole $20 downfall, it's going to be a bigger bounce than just $1 or $2. You're observant, you watch the volume. You see once it starts pushing up, more and more and more volume starts to come in. It starts to go off on all the stock scanners, stock screeners. You're telling yourself, yeah, now people are pulling this back up and they're saying, oh yeah, this stock ran 4 days ago and I totally forgot about it. That's how it happens, you guys. Human nature never changes. We know people like to chase after stocks, right? They look back and they say, wow, look at it, all that opportunity I missed out on. We see stuff like this happen over and over and over and over again. So HX, most definitely. Gonna be keeping this on watch. ATER. Now this one, before DWAC, before HX, ATER was in play for the longest time. I know you guys all remember ATER. This is another example of the trending type of market we've been in. Pick up on the theme. What do you see keep happening over and over and over again? ATER, way back here, about the end of August, ran up from $3 all the way up to almost $20 a share in a couple of weeks. And then after it topped out up there, it crumbled and fell apart. And it's been getting nice little bounces here and there. ATER, this is well beaten off the path. I really don't know if this thing's gonna get a good bounce. It could. It's still got consistent good volume day in and day out. I mean, just look at the 1 minute here. Look at how much volume is in on this every day. So you should have no problem getting in and out of this stock. Consistent volume still flowing into it. There are still some good opportunities to be had on this name. It's proven that it likes to spike and rip, but it just can't hold its gains. And it's showing you that, as I preach and teach to you guys in the Discord, pay attention to a stock's personality. What is it telling you? Look left. Stock spikes up here, gives back all of its gains. Stock spikes up here, gives back its gains. Spikes there, gives back its gains. Spikes there, gives back its gains. So this is a type of stock you gotta be real quick. Always sell into the strength, because history is showing me time and time again that the stock, it likes to rip up and then give everything back. So pay attention to a stock's personality. Look at these stocks as if they're people. They're all different. They all move their own way. They all have their own characteristics. So ATER, I'll keep this on my weekly watch list. You never know how this may set up. It's still got nice range on it too. FCEL. This one kind of fell apart on Friday. We were looking for this to have a potential squeeze up to $10, but it just simply stalled out. It did it right here on Thursday. It ran up and tried right here. And you could tell they were holding it back too. That's why we were keeping it on watch for a potential squeeze. They just kept holding it back, holding it back, holding it back. Whenever I see them hold back a stock like that, they're holding it back on purpose. And if it ever breaks that line, that's what leads to nice big explosions like this. That's a good move from 8 up to 9. $1 run right there. And look at it just bottom out right there. At the end on Wednesday, just bottoms out right at old where resistance was here. The area support. Nice big explosion, but like I said, it just stalled out. It stalled out and then it fell right back down. Look at that, right back to the area from right there. And then plunk, fell apart. Probably because too much was going on. All that volume was in on DWAC. We had a lot of other stocks popping off as well. A lot of like newer IPOs. So the stock market, it's all revolved around supply and demand, you guys, and the imbalance. That's what fluctuation, that's where we get price action. That's what we trade. We're traders, right? We need price action to trade. I'm a big believer, and so are a lot of other people, keep it simple. And people naturally like to overcomplicate things. Stop overcomplicating things. So FCEL, man, this one's a tough one because it's only $1 away from the area it needs to hold. I'm not going to pay attention to it. It's got to come back and prove to me. But there still is some hope there. It's got to get up back and over 8 for people to get reinterested back in it. So until that day comes, I want this stock to prove to me. ANY, this stock is beaten down off the path. I'm not interested. AEHR, now this one was a good one, and this stock is still squeezing. Same exact thing. Look at it, guys. You guys finally starting to see and realize the trend that's been happening? All of these stocks have just been gradually trending up. And when stocks trend up like this, we get those big euphoric explosions. ATER from $5 all the way up to $22. And it's still holding trend. Or at least trying to. You can easily draw a line on this, connecting. Holding trend the whole way. Have fun with technical analysis, you guys. Technical analysis is an art. This isn't a science to where you need to pinpoint it's got to be perfect. Because we all know the stock market's not perfect. So be loose, have fun with your technical analysis, look at it as art. As long as you can see the big picture and what's happening, that's what counts. That's where you'll make your money. So big picture, what this is still telling me, it's been holding trend, and it's still holding trend. Always look at the big picture and work your way down. So ATER, we'll keep, or AEHR, I'm sorry. We'll keep that on watch. Now I'm going to delete a few of these as we go. Just to... Alright, next up, GREE. This stock is dead. HUDI. See, look at this one as well. On the 10-minute. Look at that trend up. That's insane. Insane. And all that volume that's came into it recently. Look at all these people chasing after it as really no volume was interested in it all right here. But now they're all interested in it as it's way up here. And they're not realizing, hey, this stock has been up for the longest time. And it went from $3 and it's up here at $15. And everybody gets excited and buys in on these because they get these unrealistic expectations that they'll just keep going up forever. HUDI. Yeah, this isn't done yet. I'm going to keep this on my watch. This thing could really get out of hand and explode if it catches that momentum. Definitely. Up back over 15. Next stop for it is 20. And then if it breaks over 20, this thing could really start picking up and running. BITO, this is the Bitcoin ETF that opened up on Tuesday. They opened it on Tuesday, fell apart, came back, squeezed. I'm not really interested in this though. LCID. LCID, it's trying. It's trying. It's really got to get back up over 24.50 and 25 for people to be interested in it. It's been trending down. You can easily do that by just throwing a trend line on it. Connect all of the lower highs on the bigger time frame. It's been trending down, but if you look at the big picture on it, it could be gearing up for a run back up here, 26. And if it breaks up over that, it could run right back up and test the highs all up here. So this one, it's more of a swing trading type stock. The big picture on the daily chart is still setting up, but on the 10-minute time frame, it's in a confirmed down channel. I'm not going to pay attention to that. Maybe it'll pop up again. BTU, this one had a good run. From 16, it ran all the way up to 20 bucks. And then after it hit 20, it exhausted itself, fell apart hard, down to 16. Then it fell all the way down here to 14. And then it continued to fall to 13.50. You may see a bounce on this. It's not really going to do much, though. I don't think so. Macy's. This put out earnings last week, and they had a really explosive day here. From 24 running all the way up to 28. It's a good $4 per share run. All day, nonstop. This thing just kept running and running and running and running. That's why I personally like stocks like these, guys. It doesn't matter if they're $25, $20. It ran up $4 per share in one day. That's good range, especially only if you only have a couple hundred shares. $4 is nothing to shake a stick at. I'd much rather pay attention to stocks that like to move dollars than pennies. TKAT, no. We got DATS. Now, DATS, if you've been around in the market, you know DATS. Everybody knows DATS. We were talking about this too in the prep on Friday, right before the market opened. Nice bottom right at $9. And look at that explosion. From 9, this thing ripped up to almost $14. That's a $5 per share move. All within the first 5 minutes, 20 minutes of the market open. $5 per share. And then it gave everything back. DATS, it's got that personality. It loves to rip. It loves to rip randomly. It likes to, because it's having little short squeezes here and there. So a short will cover and it'll squeeze up and then it'll fade all the way back down to where it came from. I'm going to write DATS off. I think it's just about done for, and it's going to probably keep crumbling. If it can get back up above 10 and hold, then maybe I'll be interested in it again, but volume's getting super light on it. MGTX. This is another name that's been trending up and still pushing up. So MGTX, I'm going to put this on the weekly watch list. Up near its highs, and it's just lingering around up there. Remember, people love stocks that are at highs. RDUS, that's done for. GWH. Man, look at that explosion. from $14 explodes all the way up to $17.50, $18. That's a $4 per share rip at the end of the day there on Friday. That's a big rip. Look at all the volume come in and attack that. So nothing all really going on with it. Nothing going on. We go into power hour. Everybody's looking to trade power hour. It's the last hour of the trading day. That's when you can see a lot of big movements the last hour of the day. Because people are trying to make a little bit more money before the market closes. Hold a position overnight. All this volume comes in and just blast it up $4. That's good opportunity there. GWH. So if this can... Man, that's a tough one. I'm not going to pay attention to it. That was just a good short squeeze right there. That's what that was. I feel like other stocks are going to pop up this upcoming week and be in play. U1 is starting to heat up a little bit. This popped up on Friday, starting to go off on the scanners. If you've been around in the market for a few years, you know U1. WE. This is a new IPO. I'm going to add this to the weekly watch list. So on Thursday, when it opened, you could see clear as day. It just had a consolidation day right here, making that wedge. Then on Friday, it's moving up out of that wedge, right? So anytime a stock's break out of a pattern, chances are it's going to continue pushing higher, right? Sure enough, this thing rips all the way up to $15 from yesterday here at 1150s right there. That's a good about $3, $3.50 rip right there. WE, this really has to get back up over $14 for volume to be interested back in it again. It's still in play, most definitely. That's why I'll keep it on watch. ATHA. This has got a lot of good range on it, because if you look at the daily here, it's got that big void, that gap in the chart to fill. So if this gets up over about 1150, this could go on a good run. Now, if you see here on Friday, when it gapped up, it ran all the way up to here, but then stalled out. Fridays, we all know, are days that are light on volume. So Fridays are the hardest days to trade in the market. Everybody's burnt out from the whole week. People under PDT rule run out of day trades. They're out of day trades probably by Tuesday, because they trade everything they see. Overall, Fridays, you want to take it light. Get in, get that money, be done for the day, because people are closing out positions. Options are expiring on Fridays, and people go off and they start their weekend early. So ATHA, gap up, tried pushing, just couldn't, falls apart. But it's still hanging around. Let's keep this on watch. ATHA. CNTX. This is another new IPO here. We were watching this on Friday. Friday, it opens up just below 6, and this thing rifles up to almost $8. After that, it comes back, retests its high, pulls back. It's still holding up at 7,650. The only thing that concerns me, though, it's been up now 3 straight green days. It's already pushed. It pushed when it opened, consolidated, pushed, pulled back, push, pulls back, consolidating. How long can this go on for? But it's still holding, which is nice. CNTX. I'll put this on watch. You never know how far these can go. SALM. This was a stock that quickly was in play real fast and then fell apart. I'm not going to pay much attention to this. It obviously can't hold its spike. It's just going to fade out. GROM, GROM. This had a good rip on Friday. $4, runs up to 7, fell apart. Had a good end of the day bounce right there. PHUN. This was a big mover. Look at that. Thursday, this was at $1. Friday, this is capping up to $8 a share. Right out of the open, this bad boy runs all the way up to $25. That's insane. Insane. I'm going to put this on watch just to see what happens. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think it was just momentum carrying over. All the excitement from DWAC, it's carrying over to all these other names because everybody's just buying whatever's up. Yep, that was everything on that list. Oh no, PTLO. I missed one. PTLO, this is a newer IPO. It's only been open for 2 days. It opened down here at $26, and this thing ran all the way up to $45. That's a pretty much $20 per share run to the upside on PTLO. It's pulled back down here to 37, 38. I like this one. Got good range. It's got volume. PTLO. Yeah, I'm going to keep that on watch for sure. ATHA, I talked about that. Yep, now all of these I can go ahead and delete. Start fresh on Monday to see what's gapping up pre-market, then restart my list all over again. Some other stocks that I had up here, HUDI. I think I added HUDI. Yep, right there. PHUN is associated with DWAC. That's why it ran up so much then. That's just insane. When we were going into Friday, just before the open, I was talking about and trying to tell everybody, hey, you guys, you're gonna want to be super, super careful with these types of names because you can easily just get caught up in the moment and you'll totally forget and overlook that, yo, this stock was literally at $1 yesterday and now it's opening up here at $8. That's an insane run for a $1 stock. Who knows how far these things can go? And then when it opens up, this thing just keeps ripping, gets halted, and just keeps ripping up out of the halt. And then you don't want to be buying when a stock's ripping up, halting, because nobody knows how far it can go. And every single time they reopen this and it keeps pushing up and pushing up, it's doing it on in decreasing volume. And look what happens. Someone who's blindly buying in finally right there at $25. Then they halt it for what, an hour? Was it? Let's blow this up. So from here at 9:54, and then they reopened it at 10:41. So about an hour they halted this. And then they halted it up there at 24, and then when they reopened it, it slammed all the way down from 25 to 18, and they halted it again. And then that's when they halted it for an hour. And then from $18, they reopen it at $9.50. It's a $10, $9 per share gap down. And then it wicks all the way down here to $7.50. So that's an extra $2. Then from $7.50 rips all the way up here to $15. That's insane. Insane volatility. And then after it bounced, look what happened. It got drilled down even lower. So that when that market opens, and when you have these stocks like this that pop up, you could easily make a stupid mistake and instantly regret it. And then what? The last 6 months of work just went right down the drain in one stock, one trade. So if you're consistently profitable and you're good and you're pulling in a couple $100 a day and you do that for a couple months, and your confidence is all up, and then you see a stock like this pop up. And this happens usually every 3 months or so. We'll see a crazy stock like this pop up. And in one trade, you'll give back weeks and months of your hard work. It used to happen to me all the time. All the time. I'd get caught up in these big movers like this, and I'd get googly eyes, as I like to say. Like, wow, this thing, it could keep ripping. It could run to 100, because I've seen it happen before. And when that market opens, I would foolishly buy in. The stock would fall down $8. I just gave back 4 or 5 months of my hard work showing up every day. And then the stock would later on set up easily, textbook pattern, and bounce to the upside. And I'd be like, man, why would I do this to myself every time? Epic move. Epic move. And if you've missed out on it, there's no shame in it. Can't catch every trade. Insane opportunity. This is the opportunity the stock market gives us. Wild. AUPH. Now look at this one, a pharmaceutical. 22. Right before the close there, explodes up into a halt to 25. AUPH. Yeah, this is a pharmaceutical. Swing trading pharmaceuticals, that's super, super risky. That's straight up gambling. I look at pharmaceutical and biotech stocks. They offer good day trading opportunities. Pharmaceuticals and biotechs, they're just so money hungry because they're always needing money to fund their drug research, their trials. They're always, majority of the time, anytime they get a spike, they're going to do an offering to take that money to further do their research for drugs. So all pharma and biotech stocks, I see a lot of new people fall into the swing trading with these. Crtd, this was another name that popped off on Friday. This was gapping up from 3, ran to a high of 6, pulled back to 4. Right when market opens, it opens at 5, and then just rips up to 7, runs all the way up to almost $10 a share. Insane. And then look at that sick fade right after. Gave back everything. We've seen that with a lot on Friday. It was like right when the market opened, everything across the board ran up. And then they'd pull back and then just fade off the rest of the day. I was gone most of the week. Looks like there was a lot of great opportunity. The first part of the week, Monday, Tuesday, was pretty slow. Not much was really going on. And then things started to heat up, I think, when HX started to pop off. HX popped off on Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it really started to get going. And then Thursday, we had DWAC. And then when Friday came, there was like 15 stocks gapping up, all in sympathy of what DWAC did. So we all knew going into Friday, FOMO and hype was everywhere. Everywhere. Everybody was super excited. DWAC was having an insane gap up. PHUN was having an insane gap up. And then right out of the open, everything, majority of everything, exploded up and just ran into nonstop halts. And then after that, they all pretty much crumbled and fell apart. So Monday, watch pretty much the same thing. We're probably going to see a lot of activity on the gap scanners, But the most important thing we got to do is we got to keep our composure, you guys. We can't get caught up in our emotions. We can't get caught up in the excitement like everybody else. We have to stick to what we know, put together our game plan, and stick to our game plan. Because when markets heat up like this, yeah, you can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money. A lot of money. We're going to see a lot of people blow up. A lot of people. So let's be smart about this. Risk management is key in number one. You guys, a part of the Discord here, how many of us, and thank you guys very much for sticking with me, for you guys that been with me here for, we're approaching a year now of doing this. How many people have we've seen come and go in this server? A lot of people. Because people show up, they just want to instantly make money. They don't want to put the work and studying in. They just think they just want buy and sell alerts. I'll say that. And look at CEI. Everybody that chased after CEI up there, and then when it crumbled and fell apart, it gave one good bounce. It's still setting up, it is. But these types of stocks, they always catch a lot of believers. People like to, or they want to try and believe in companies. They think they're going to be like the next Apple or Facebook or Amazon. And that's really hard to say because nobody knows how big any of these companies are going to be. Nobody. Their fundamentals could look phenomenal. You know, they got amazing cash flow. They're profitable. Fundamentals don't mean nothing really. Look at Warren Buffett, and we've talked about this before. Back in what, the 70s, 80s, Warren Buffett tried going off and finding all these small cap companies and investing a lot of money into them because their fundamentals looked phenomenal. But what happened? He lost a shitload of money because most of them turned into duds. And that's when he realized, hey, stop trying to find the next big thing and focus on the companies that already established themselves and are still continuing to grow even more and more. Like Amazon, Google. What's another one? Drawing a blank here. But you guys get the idea of what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is most definitely going to be a momentum market for sure going into next week. But I'm still going to keep an open mind, you know, because how many times have we seen things look really, really primed and good, and then the market didn't live up to the expectation, and we ran into a lot of quick spikes, failed follow through, fade off. Keep in mind, we're still in earnings season, and earnings season is just picking up. So volume could still stay over in large cap land with earnings. People are going to look after their long-term portfolios. But I think we'll get some good opportunities this week. The key to it is, like we say in the Discord, we just have to be patient and wait. As long as I've been around, and this is one of my favorite sayings, as long as I have been around in the stock market as a trader, the stock market has always given me at least one or more opportunity. The only thing I have to do is I have to wait for that opportunity to come to me. that simple. But people get impatient, they compulsively buy, and they miss out on that opportunity. Remember, this is a patient man, woman's game. You get paid by how much patience you have and the discipline you have to wait for that opportunity. Milk Cash, glad I found you, bro. I will be with you for the long run. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it. Go through and there's a huge back catalog on this channel of videos. I think I have well over 650 videos on my channel. It's a lot to go through, but I'm telling you, you're not gonna find anybody out here that teaches the way I teach. Trading, it's a lot more deeper than technicals. It's a lot of learning and building on yourself. That's why we were just talking about this in the last master class. Everybody in the stock market, here, hold on. Everybody in the stock market is all taught to look out for these patterns, right? Everybody's taught to look out for all of these different patterns. But yet, a pattern so simple like these, still over 90% of people lose money and fail as investors and traders in the stock market, right? Why is that? Why? It's all within you. These patterns are simple, yeah, but not everybody can trade these. Everybody's going to trade these differently, all based on the type of characteristic and personality they have. We're all different people, all of us. Some of us have ADD, attention deficit disorder, and I'm not bashing it. I have one of my best friends, he's got ADD, and he knows he can't learn about the stock market because he can't sit still. His mind constantly wanders. He can't focus on one specific subject for so long. He's always getting distracted. Look, there's a bird. You know what I'm saying? Look, there's a squirrel. We're all different. Some of us are very chill, laid back. Nothing will faze us. We're cool like the Fonz, you know? Nothing bothers the Fonz. You know the Fonz. Happy Days. So we're all different, all of us. We all have different personalities. You have to know yourself and then develop your own trading philosophy and style for these stocks. Just like the stock market, all these different stocks, they all move differently, right? We see stocks like CEI. This is a barcode stock now. It's moving $1.38 up to $1.54. So it's got what? Maybe 20 pennies range on it, back and forth. Now you flip it over to something like DWAC. This stock has a totally different personality than CEI. This stock's moving from $12.50 up to $15, $14 to $16. This stock is moving dollars at a time. So you can't go from trading CEI to DWAC without calculating in the difference in the two, the way how much volatility they have between each other, and your share size and your risk. You know, some people, they don't like to risk a lot of money when they're in a trade. So one man or woman, when they enter in on something and it starts to pull back, the risk is so high, they're freaking out. They bail out on the trade versus someone else, it pulls back. The risk doesn't even phase them. It ain't nothing. You get where I'm going with this? So everybody's going to be different. Everybody. There's so many little things you have to learn and know about to master this. Look at all of the great traders that are out there on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. What do they all preach and talk about? Knowing yourself, psychology. Arthur Franzarelli. Arthur Franzarelli. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Calvin. The Lod Empire. I'm profitable with ADHD. That's good. I was just trying to get a point across. I'm not trying to personally attack people with ADHD. Definitely like fish, and you can't make the fish come to the hook. You have to wait for the bite. No problem, Aba. I'll see you Monday, man. I'm about to get off here myself. Oh, that's who plays the Fonz. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, back when I was a kid, the early 2000s, back on Nick late at night, that's what they'd play on reruns was Happy Days. I don't think they play that show too much anymore. Got tick charts and Renko charts can be useful to take the element of time out. Time is sometimes a bad skew factor rather than candlesticks. Yeah, there's all different types of ways you can look at the market, and that's one of the hardest things to determine. I like to say is time. Nobody knows when a stock will do its move. You can see if a stock what it's going to do, but the timing part is the hardest thing. That's why trading options is super hard, because that expiration will just eat you up. Yeah, look at MARK from $1. It had a good run up to $3. Seen a lot of explosive moves lately. All right, guys. I got the weekly watch list all done and set. We'll see what gaps up Monday. See what opportunities come along for us this upcoming week. I'm going to chill out the rest of the night. It's 10 p.m. here. So you guys get a good night's rest. and prepare for this upcoming week because it's about to be a wild one. Let's end this last part of the year out with a bang. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. See you guys in the chat in the morning here in the Discord. All right, you guys.